Carla. Sean on his way. Just waiting on Sean still. It's okay, he's a busy guy. Ooh, mince. You're okay to wait, Gord? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know who we can get to fill in. Hi, is Miss Horseman available?
Welcome to the 123rd edition of the Director's Communiqué.
I'm a St. Gregory school student. St. Gregory is on Treaty 4 territory.
And now we will share the news from around the Regina Catholic School Division. Education Week was fun. In the classroom, we learned a lot. That's why we celebrated. The theme was reaching for tomorrow, celebrating today.
We did our Cat 4 test. It was very hard, but I persevered and pushed through. You can do it too.
First fact about Terry Fox Run. They raise money for Terry Fox. They run for Terry Fox.
Terry Fox inspired millions of people fighting cancer, but sadly died. Lots of people run for their family. It is very important.
Breaking news. Miss Horseman's grade 4-5 class have been learning a lot about God. The grade 4s have just got their Bibles from Bible liturgy.
We got Bibles from Our Lady of Peace. They are so cool because our names are on them.
Father James gave us the Bible. It was an amazing experience for all.
Thanksgiving was on October 10th. I had soup with my family and cake. It was so yummy. We celebrated a harvest lunch with the vegetables we grew. We made homemade soup and had bannock in the gym.
High school students got art awards. They got a high score and a high school degree. That's just amazing. I'm working on the color wheel, and at art class downtown, I learned that there were ink pens that I used to make a landscape. I wish I could win that award.
Halloween is coming, and it's getting chilly. Kids have some wonderful costumes, and we're hoping the snow clears up.
We can't trick or treat too late because it is a school night. I will dress up as Stitch with my best friend.
Time for some sports. The girl volleyball team won their last game. Go Thunderbolts!
Breaking news. The St. Gregory football team has lost a critical game. That means they got kicked out of the playoffs. All 4 of our high school teams made the RIFL playoffs.
Congrats to the Labolda Suns, Miller Marauders, Riffle Royals, and O'Neill Titans. At least one of those teams advances to the city championship. Good luck!
Breaking news. My name is Raphael, and the girls' volleyball team won their last game. Go Thunderbolts!
Soccer is a good sport. I play soccer, but not anymore because it snowed. Before it snowed, the O'Neill Titans girls team won the city championship, and the boys came in second place.
We participated in cross country. We all got awards. I got the Practice Pro Award. I love being part of this team because everyone was cheering.
And finally, we welcomed more displaced Ukrainians in our schools. We pray for peace in their homeland. We want them to feel welcomed, and so Vieta Madu Regini, welcome to Regina.
Well, that was sure better than we've done in the past while.
Most definitely. It's very nice of you to join us, Sean.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Calendar's a little tight. It's been busy, Twyla.
It sure has. And one of the things that kept you very busy was a huge day on September 29th.
A historic day in our community for our school division. Celebrated the inaugural Mio Witchiwatoan Day at Mosaic Stadium. First big shout out to all the students and staff who participated that day. We had thousands of people in the stands with an incredible program, hundreds of thousands of dollars of sponsorship behind the scenes, and incredibly powerful messages from survivors, from everyone as high up in the organizational charts as the Governor General, Mary Simone, who made her way all the way to Regina to address us that day. An incredible event, and a huge thanks to everyone who participated, and months of organization that went into that special day.
It was incredible.
is reconciliation in action.
And one day, our children's children will thank us. We all share this land, and that is truth and reconciliation.
Speaking of months of planning, Twyla, good news from the Regina Catholic School Division Annual Report. A long and detailed document for those who choose to open it up once we post it.
It is a good read.
A good read, that's being generous. Not available on Audible anytime soon, but it will be on our website once it's gone through as high as being passed through the legislature. Some highlights from the annual report. We're going to start with information in there about how well our organization handled things due to COVID restrictions during the heat of the pandemic last year. So lots of moments of pride for us in terms of how that went down. And on that note, despite all those obstacles, I think one of the places where we should be most proud as an organization, grade 3 reading results, as well as grade 12 graduation results, which once again, far exceeded provincial averages. So kudos to all the staff who made a difference and helped all those students achieve those academic milestones, particularly graduation. Great news.
Very.
Other items in there, CSEC jumping in and finding ways to demonstrate resilience and be part of school culture despite, in many times, not even being able to be in the building and having to do that work virtually.
Not easy.
Once they had a chance to get back in, though, it's been great to see their faces around our schools, especially in the spring. We built more partnerships, including the creation of the kindergarten Michif program over at Sacred Heart Community School. Great deal of thanks out to Ms. Parisienne, who's been a real visionary, as well as Ms. Grassam and Ms. McCullough and others behind the scenes to make that program such a success. Our online learning program, under the guidance then of Ms. Amy Sandville and now Ms. Jody Wilton, incredible learning opportunities provided for students for all sorts of reasons during the pandemic who couldn't be safely in one of our classrooms. And the transition back to the physical classroom this year, just on that note, won't be reflected in last year's annual report.
Correct.
But talk about setting students up for success by supporting them properly when they weren't in physical classrooms. Thank you so much to all the staff who are part of that. It's just been a great success story for our organization. Professional development, as much as we could offer, and I think the creativity of all the people who are charged with providing professional development to any of our employee groups, regardless of what their role, how they went about that during COVID restrictions was absolutely incredible.
A lot of creativity.
Unbelievable.
That's how we got through it.
Unbelievable. And of course, wrap up with one of those highlights, the focus on mental health and well-being for students and staff, and some of the initiatives that were born from the pandemic, certainly reflected in the annual report and carried on in our priorities through this year. So, as you said, a great read.
Yes, well, you've nicely summarized 14,000 words in less than a minute, so that's good.
There we go.
Thank you.
Doing our best to keep up with those great kids from St. Gregory. More good news story. Boldus received a congratulatory letter from the College Board Advanced Placement Program. So people who aren't familiar with that, our students have the ability to take advanced placement where if they score in the upper levels of that, they're actually awarded post-secondary credits for it.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. Listen to these achievements from some students, Twyla. You're not going to believe this. 4 of our Golden Sons achieved perfect scores.
Wow.
On their AP Arts and Design drawing portfolios. So huge congratulations to Casey Castillo, Martha Hammond, Alyssa Magnuson, and Molly O'Hanlon. They are in the top 1.8% worldwide.
Wow. That is incredible.
We'd also have to take the opportunity to thank their AP Art teacher, Lisa Novak. Her experience, her expertise, her dedication, her encouragement to help 4 students and guide them to perfect scores, the top 2% globally. Absolutely incredible. So congrats to all 5 of those individuals for a really important achievement.
It's like a super EU of some sort.
Yeah.
I love it. Bus Driver Appreciation Day, and our very own Josh Kramer went out to take some treats to all of our bus drivers as well as our specialized transportation drivers. We appreciate them all getting our students to and from school every day safely.
Their work is about to get a little more interesting as we head into the winter months. Those folks who genuinely taken for granted but are so important to our day-to-day work in school division. So great deal of thanks to them. Wow, St. Nicholas School hosted an art unveiling. I've never seen in all my years something quite like this. Under the direction of Michelle Richter, who has a bit of a flair for the dramatic, we all know that.
That's a way of putting it.
She managed to pull off an incredible event, and I was there to see it, where local artist Miller High School alum, Jada DeLorme, has graced that school with a lasting legacy piece that speaks to their truth and reconciliation journey, as well as an update and a locally developed land acknowledgement through the assistance of Jesse McCullough with the CSCC and the student base. They also wrote that and have that permanently displayed. The location of it, as you can see in the photos here, incredible. Every time you're up and down those presentation stairs, you're reminded of the importance, and specifically how she pulled out sacred medicines and spoke to kids that day, an incredible teaching lesson about the importance of those sacred medicines. Elder May did a wonderful job of it as well.
It's beautiful. It really is incredible.
Stunning, absolutely stunning.
Also incredible.
This is a new one. I got to read this because this is brand new apparently in terms of things. So I'm going to quote this directly. Our very own Rand Teed, who spent many years in our organization, first as a teacher and the last couple decades helping us in terms of the drug awareness programs that happen across our school. Well, his very unique talents and his leadership have been recognized at probably as high a level as you can imagine. I'm going to read directly to this. As you may be aware, prior to her passing, Queen Elizabeth II approved the creation of a commemorative medal in honor of the 70th anniversary of Her late Majesty's ascension to the throne as Queen of Canada. This medal will be awarded to 7,000 residents of Saskatchewan who have made a significant contribution to Canada, Saskatchewan, their communities, or fellow citizens. And our very own Rand Teed was one of those to be lauded with such a medal. Incredible accomplishment.
That describes Rand right there. All those pieces, absolutely. Much lower level of success, but success nonetheless. Our Edsby adoption rate throughout the school division has been fantastic. So Jenna Rodriguez and I have had a little bit of fun celebrating the schools with some very high adoption rates.
Catch me in the fridge right where the ice be. It looks so good, yeah, looks so sweet. Hey, baby, you deserve a treat. Diamonds on my wrist, so he call me ice cream. You could double dip, cause I know you like me. Ice cream, chillin', chillin', ice cream, chillin'. Ice cream, chillin', chillin'.
Also, 2 early bird prize winners to mention. These are parents who won for their children, and the parents won by creating their account. So,
right on.
Congrats to Brett Leonard, who earned his daughter Olivia a $100 gift certificate for some Miller Marauder spirit wear. So I know she'll use that well. Also, over at St. Michael Community School, Preston is our newest musician. He won himself a ukulele. Actually, I shouldn't say he won himself a ukulele. His mom, Shannon, won a ukulele for him. So coming up next month, we're going to mention all the folks, all the parents who've won some of our other prize draws just for creating that Edsby account.
Unbelievable. I have to share, I got to meet a few of the national reps for Edsby at a recent conference who are blown away by the adoption rate in Regina Catholic School Division, and we're speaking to other jurisdictions across Canada about how successful the launch has been here in Regina Catholic. So thank you to everyone. Easy for me to say. It's been a ton of hard work for people, Jenna and all of our staff who are using it, but thank you for making it accessible to parents and families.
Yeah, it's fun. As a parent, I love it.
Right on. Speaking of things that bring a little bit of excitement and probably a little bit to the heart, our friend Dylan Morin. Dylan is a graduate of Regina Catholic School Division, Dr. Martin Labolas Catholic High School. And he has befriended himself to so many people in our organization. Yes. He's a regular visitor to come see us here downtown. He gives me the occasional shout on the phone, office phone or cell phone. He is a persistent young man who is truly a beacon of the community in terms of the advocacy he does. So he sent me some information about a gala hosted by the Realm organization. I knew nothing of them. I asked a few questions, ended up taking 7 other staff members from a variety of our special programming classrooms from around the organization, all of whom knew Dylan in some way, shape, or form, whether they taught him or not. And we spent a great evening at this gala where not only was Dylan celebrated on behalf of what was taking place, but surprise to us, to me anyways, one of the keynote addresses came from the family of Kelly Leggett, a staff member in Information Library Services for Regina Catholic School Division. And what an incredibly touching story as they spoke of how the Realm organization helped them recently with significant renovations to their house so that Kelly's wife could get around given some of the challenges that she has around mobility. It was truly touching. They made us smile, they made us cry. It was a great evening overall, and just kudos to a guy like Dylan who has figured out a way to connect so many people in the community still with where he calls home, Regina Catholic School Division. So thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, for sure. He's always reaching out, and I love your description of him, a beacon of the community. He sure
really is. Yeah.
Again, I'll mention something else that's cool, but maybe not quite on that same level, but a totally different gala that I attended, and I actually got to bring back a couple of awards that we won for Regina Catholic Schools. So one of them for this very program, the Director's Communiqué. So
well done, my friend.
And to Gord behind the camera there, and you, Sean. And one other person I want to mention who doesn't really get the shining star in her direction often enough. One of our awards was for our virtual Moving in Faith.
Right.
And Maria Signs, she was in charge of collecting all those kilometers that people were moving and walking. And our goal had been to walk to the Vatican with all of our collective kilometers. Well, we walked to the Vatican and then back and then to the Vatican again and almost all the way back. And Maria had to count all of those kilometers. So congratulations and thank you.
My Lady Maria, thank you for your work.
And finally, some kind people who deserve a hello. First, I'll take care of Courtney Horseman, who let me invade her classroom, and then Gordon invaded her classroom in the afternoon to learn with all of those kids and let them maybe share a little bit of their fantastic stories with us.
Outstanding. Great start to the Communiqué. A shout out to substitutes of all employee groups, whether they're caretakers, teaching, support staff, subs, with the challenges that we're facing these days in terms of ongoing sicknesses and all the illnesses that are out there. We could not do it on a daily basis without our substitute staff. So thanks for choosing Regina Catholic School Division to call your home and for helping us out on a daily basis.
Absolutely. We need our subs just as good as all of our other staff. So
certainly do.
Thanks to them. I want to say thank you to Riley Lewis over in IT, because we've got a new website, if you haven't seen it yet, www.rcsd.ca, and he has taken many emails just from me, and I know I'm not the only one emailing him, so a big shout out to Riley for all his work on that.
Yeah, great team over there at IT that we're very thankful to have, who do a lot of that work behind the scenes. Way to go, Riley. Speaking of someone behind the scenes, I had a great visit the other day and a heartwarming story about welcoming several students from the Ukraine to her classroom at St. Nicholas School. So a special shout out to Karen Hallett, who gave me some insight in terms of that challenge and who demonstrated just what a loving and caring individual she is. Special shout out too, she put up with myself as a cooperating teacher a few years back. So
well, we know that can be challenging.
Indeed. On that note, 2 groups that do a lot of work for our organization and some folks who demonstrate humility on top of professionalism on a regular basis. To the Human Resources Department, first and foremost. It has been a steady stream in the little meeting room off of my office here of hiring. That door has been filled.
I think maybe there's an interview going on right now.
There might be. They have been challenged with the incredible task, the unenviable task of hiring so many staff for us as we continue to welcome new students and try and staff our schools and our organization accordingly. So huge thanks to all the folks in HR for getting out substitutes, for hiring new people, going through some personnel changes that they've had themselves, all sorts of great things. kudos to everyone in HR. And on top of that, you mentioned it earlier, what would we do without business and finance? We like the paycheck at the end of the month.
I really appreciate that landing in the bank account. So yes, seamless.
Seamless. Again, a great, wonderful group of people. They've also had some staffing changes in the last number of months that they've gone through, but working tirelessly on behalf of all of us in the organization to make sure the bills are paid, the money's deposited where it needs to be, and we have all the resourcing that we need, including some extra money announced just yesterday from the Ministry of Education to do the business of the day in Regina Catholic. So thanks to everyone in business and finance. Unfortunate news, though, on a more somber note, Twyla. Yes. Our friends at Regina Public School Division have had a really challenging last about 6 months' time. Lots of things going on from cybersecurity on there, but most tragic of all of them is the recent passing of their former Director of Education, Mr. Greg Enyon, a colleague, a good friend of mine, a friend of our organization, and certainly someone who was seen as an incredible leader in this community of Regina, left a lasting legacy in not just the world of education, but in so many other community events around here. And we were terribly distraught at the news, and just wanted to send out condolences to all of our friends at Regina Public, to Greg's family and so on like that, in the loss of such a tremendous human being.
He was just a top-notch guy.
Yeah, he
Very
was.
good guy. Well, thanks for being awesome, just by being you, and hello. Thanks for hitting play on the Director's Communiqué. Until next month, I'm Twyla West.
And I'm Sean Chase, and I hope you had a thrilling October.
Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. 20,000 years, and grisly ghouls for every tomb are closing to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mortal can resist the evil of the foreigner.